Natalie Wood was an actress who started her career at the age of 4 and got a co-star role at the age of 8 in the movie Miracle on 34th Street. As a teenager, she was nominated for Best Supporting Actress for Rebel Without a Cause. As an adult, she also received a nomination for Best Actress for the movie Splendor in the Grass. In 1981, she was weekending on the yacht she owned with her husband Robert Wagner and their friend Christopher Walken. The circumstances around Natalie's death are convoluted and complicated. The facts and theories have been re-examined many times over the years. The fact is, Natalie's body was found floating near Blue Cavern Point of Catalina Island. She was wearing a flannel nightgown and a down-filled jacket. Her blood alcohol level was 0.14. Officially, the LA County Coroner Thomas Noguchi announced the cause of death as accidental drowning. Carol Wayne was a full-figured actress who appeared in many bit parts on TV shows of the 60s and the 70s, shows like I Dream of Jeannie, Love American Style, and Bewitched, but she's probably best known for many appearances on Johnny Carson's The Tonight Show as the matinee lady in the Art Fern Tea Time movie sketches. In January 1985, while vacationing in Mexico, she had an argument with her companion Edward Durston. She left and took a walk on the beach alone. When she didn't return from the walk or for their flight back to Los Angeles, Durston left anyway and left a note for her to pick up her bags at the airport. She never got the note, she never arrived, and the bags were never claimed. Carol was found 3 days later by a fisherman floating in a shallow bay. Her autopsy was performed in Mexico and ruled accidental. There were no signs of alcohol or drugs in her system. Interesting to note, Edward Durston was also present at the death of Diane Linkletter. Whitney Houston was one of the most successful singers of all time with one of the best-selling singles of all time, I Will Always Love You, from the soundtrack of the film The Bodyguard, in which she also starred in 1992. On February 11, 2012, Whitney was to perform at Clive Davis's annual pre-Grammy party at the Beverly Hilton Hotel in Los Angeles. Instead, she was found submerged and unconscious in the bathtub of her hotel room. Paramedics attempted CPR but were unsuccessful, and Whitney was pronounced dead. The coroner determined the cause of death as accidental drowning. Also contributing were the effects of heart disease and cocaine use. Also in her system was Benadryl, Xanax, cannabis, and Flexural, a muscle relaxer. Dennis Wilson was the handsome drummer for the hugely successful 60s band The Beach Boys. Fun fact, Dennis was the only Beach Boy who had ever really surfed. In later years, Dennis had struggles with hard drugs and alcohol. On December 28, 1983, Dennis had a long, boozy day on a boat with some friends in Marina del Rey, California. Around 5 p.m., Dennis got the idea to dive into the water to retrieve items that had been previously thrown overboard. The water was approximately 12 feet deep. He made 2 successful dives, but after the third, he never resurfaced. The watermark on this photo is from findadeath.com. A lot of the information from these videos comes from findadeath.com. It's my website I started over 26 years ago, and it's still there, and it's still good. After an extensive search, the Harbor Patrol found Dennis's lifeless body at the bottom of a pier. The coroner ruled his death accidental. The toxicology report stated that his blood alcohol level was 0.26. Jessica Savage was a television journalist and one of the first women to anchor an evening network broadcast, the NBC Nightly News. Behind the scenes, she had a rumored drug problem which caused friction between her and the network. On October 23, 1983, Jessica had a dinner date with Martin Fishbein, who was the vice president of the New York Post. After dinner in a restaurant in New Hope, Pennsylvania, they left with Fishbein at the wheel and Jessica with her dog Chewy in the back seat. It was raining hard and his vision impaired. Fishbein accidentally drove off the road and the car fell 15 feet into a canal. Upside down, the car sank into 5 feet of water and thick mud that sealed the doors and windows shut. They were unable to escape. The coroner ruled their deaths as drowning. Although both Fishbein and Savage had small amounts of alcohol, drugs were not found in their systems. Actor Joe Flynn was best known for the role of Captain Binghamton in the 1960s TV show McHale's Navy. He also appeared in many other TV shows such as The Twilight Zone, I Dream of Jeannie, and also acted as the voice of Mr. Snoops in the Disney movie The Rescuers. On the morning of July 19, 1974, Joe was found at the bottom of the family's swimming pool after suffering a heart attack and drowning. Orville Redenbacher was a food scientist and a businessman who invented a hybrid popcorn kernel, which was cleverly marketed as, quote, gourmet popcorn, and revolutionized the popcorn industry. He became the company's official spokesperson, and it was called Orville Redenbacher Popcorn. With his signature glasses, bow tie, and lovingly nerdy appearance, he became an American icon. And who hasn't tried his microwave popcorn? On September 19, 1995, while in a jacuzzi of his condo complex, Orville suffered a heart attack and drowned. He was discovered the next day by a condo employee, dead in the water. Eric Fleming was a film and television actor best known for his role as Gil Favor in the 60s TV show Rawhide. In September 1966, Eric, along with co-star Nico Minardos, were shooting a scene for the movie High Jungle on location in Peru, in a 35-foot-long canoe in the rapid waters of the Huallaga River. The turbulence caused the canoe to overturn and both men struggled to reach safety, but only Minardos made it to shore. Fleming was swept away. His body was found 3 days later, 15 miles downriver. The film was never completed. Minardos later explained that there were no stuntmen in the crew, and that there were intangible pressures which forced the actors to perform the dangerous stunts. There's a rumor that Fleming had been victim to piranhas.
You heard